Okay, so today we've got clutch and flywheel replacement, BMW 116. It's fairly straightforward. Gearbox comes off the back. So you jack it up, get underneath it. First thing we want to do is take our under trays off. 8mm bolts. Get our under tray off. Both of them. Get this out of the way so we can see the gearbox. Get this off now, and we'll come back. Right, so both under trays off. Now we can see the gearbox clearly. This is the rear gearbox mount, which I need to drop off. Prop shaft got to be disconnected. Slave cylinder unbolted and put to the side. Starter motor, we dropped out of the way. Obviously the exhaust bracket that's bolted to the gearbox, we dropped out of the way. The exhaust will stay where it is. And then we need to undo the bed housing bolts going around, which obviously the gearbox will drop down when we unbolt this, which will give us access at the top. You're going to need a lot of wobble bars to get up and above to get the top bolts off. We've also got a couple of electrical connections and the gear selector itself, which is just up in here. That's obviously a clip. Most of it stays on the gearbox. I'll come to that. So, first things first, I'm going to undo the prop shaft. So, I'll get this disconnected, push it back, and I'll come back. Okay, prop shaft bolts. I'll undo 3 of them only. Try and leave the donut on the prop shaft itself. These are 18mm. You're going to need ring spanner on one side, socket on the other. Undo. Once you've undone one, twist prop shaft under the next one, twist prop shaft under the next one. Leave the handbrake off. When you twist the prop shaft, the wheels will move as well. If you put the handbrake on, you can't twist it. Once you've done that, get spiral screwdriver in here and pry away. This will pop back. It won't go a lot, but it'll go enough to get it away from the output shaft on the gearbox. So we'll get this off and come back. Okay, so prop shaft is disconnected. Now, in the end, we had to disconnect all 6 bolts for the donut. Still wouldn't come off this shaft because there's no sliding joint here. So we took off the exhaust shield, which means dropping the exhaust down. Now, all you've got to do is, there's one fixing here, 13mm, one here, 18mm on the side, and the diff up here. So undo them, drop the exhaust down, then you can undo your fixings for your heat shield, drop it down, and you can get to the 2 bolts for the intermediate bearing. Just 13mm bolted up on each side to drop the prop out of the way. Obviously hang it up out of the way. Now we can see the gearbox. We can also get to the clips for the gearbox selector as well. We can clip off. So next thing we're going to do is take these clips off, get that off, undo the plug, unbolt slave cylinder, get that hung out of the way, and we're going to start looking at undoing this mount. So we'll get that done. Okay, these clips, one here, just pop it forwards and pull down and put it off, and then that will slide out. And you've got 2 clips up here, this one here, and same the other side there. They just screwdriver underneath them, pop them up, same the other side, pop it up, clipped in at the side there, like that, and then pull them out. They're pins, one out that side, one out that side, and that frees this whole unit up away from the gearbox. This will stay on the car, this will come with the gearbox. Now, in here, reverse the switch, undo, it's clipped along, it's done clipping. And then we need to look at this 13mm to get slide from that. The one at the top as well, you can't see. It's just about there. And this one here, and then pull this off and get it to the side. So we get this off now. Right, okay, so slave cylinder, let it hang out of the way. It's not in the way. Two 13mm nuts, put back on there so we know where to go. Cabling out of the way. This side, exhaust bracket, E10 socket, two 13mm nuts, undo them, and get this bracket off. Give it a wiggle. Another E10 up there, it needs to be undone. Two E10s, two 13s, and then pull this bracket off out of the way, just so you're not catching it on the gearbox. So we'll get this off next. Okay, next, starter motor, E10, E10, up in there, E10, 3 bolts, comes off, slide off and downwards. Be careful you haven't disconnected the battery, don't touch this on the chassis, just drop it down out of the way. And then we're going to start looking at dropping the rear mount down. We'll get this off next. Okay, so starter motor's out, 3 bolts, just put them back so we know where they are. Now we need to undo this, 4 bolts onto the chassis, 13mm. Once you undo these, the gearbox will drop down and you've got play. This will disconnect. As I said, this comes with the gearbox, this stays with the car. So now what I want to look at doing, I'm doing our bell housing bolts. Obviously these are a combination of E10s and E14s. You can pull this down now to get access to the top bolts. You'll have to feel around the top and get your socket on with a long extension bar from this end. So start undoing your bell housing bolts all the way around, and you should be able to start splitting the gearbox from the engine. Make sure if you feel any resistance, don't pull it because you'll end up cracking the gearbox. So just feel your way around it, make sure all the bolts are out first. There is this loom as well, it goes up and above. It feels like it's got a box on the top, which we'll have to keep an eye on as we come out, and clip or unbolt accordingly. We'll get to that. So we're going to start on doing our bell housing bolts now when I come back. Okay, so all of our bell housing bolts are now out. Top ones, there is one basically in the centre at the top. They're shorter than the rest. You'll probably spend about 25 minutes bear hugging the gearbox to try and get on. This is the arrangement. We've used extension bars, etc. to get up above and over the top. And now it's in this position, you should basically be ready to pull the gearbox off. You can already see we're splitting. So obviously get something underneath it, 2 people. Obviously we'll do it on our own here, but we got transmission jacks, but obviously if you've got 1 person, ideally 2 people, to get this off, quite heavy. Just pull it backwards and down, and then you're in there. So we'll get it off and we'll have a look. Okay, so gearbox is off. One thing I forgot to mention was obviously the plug at the top there. Just pull it out before you go pulling it off. Now we can see we've got clutch and flywheel. Now this has come in for rattling. You can see the clutch, self-adjusting clutch, the spring's almost right out, so the clutch has come to the end of its life anyway. The flywheel, it's got plenty of play in it. So, time for a change. So we'll have to unbolt this. Obviously there are specialist tools to do these sort of flywheels, but you can do them with normal generic tools if you're careful. I'll show you how to do it that way if you're doing it at home. So we'll get this unbolted now and we'll go from there. Okay, so clutch is off, 6mm Allen keys down into the flywheel. You see it's in better days. So I'm undo our middle bolts. The flywheel is probably thread locked in, so be careful, don't round these out, otherwise you'll be in trouble. So remove the bolts, pull the flywheel will be heavy, so be careful when you pull it off. So we'll get this off now and we'll start cleaning up behind it. Okay, so flywheel's unbolted. They're T60 Torx. They'll be tight, as I said, they're thread locked, so be careful when you're removing this, it's heavy. So you can see it's starting to fall to pieces, grinding yourself up. So the clutch is almost there anyway. So get our replacements, give it a wipe over behind. Watch out for this wheel, the reluctor wheel, do not damage it. This is where the crankshaft sensor picks up, so don't damage that. So give it a quick wipe, get ready for your new flywheel to go on. Okay, get your new flywheel, bolt it up. These holes are offset and there is a locating dowel, so it'll only go on one way. So if you can't get the bolt holes lined up, keep rotating it until they do line up. Give this face a spray off with some cleaner, because it'll have coating on it. Once you stop it going rusty, just give it a clean off with some brake cleaner or whatever. The next thing is your clutch. This is a self-adjusting clutch, as you can see. Now, these springs are just set in the new position. This plate holds it into position while you bolt it up. So, you need to put this on, loosely bolt it up, line up the clutch itself, use a tool for it, mandrel set, I'll show you, and then you can tighten it down quarter turn at a time, going round and round until it pulls it down flat. So I'll get the clutch on, I'll get the mandrels and I'll show you how we go. Okay, so this is the mandrel set, laser number, mandrels like this, which will locate inside the pilot bearing of the flywheel, and then you'll get your clutch, put it over, which will then locate your clutch in the centre, because when you put your clutch plate on, obviously that's got a pin there, so you can't see through the middle to line up the clutch, so this does it for you basically. So we get our mandrel in, get our clutch bolted up, and then quarter of a turn at a time on the self-adjusters, round, put it down flat. Okay, so mandrel in your pilot bearing, friction plate, gearbox side, or that's the German equivalent of gearbox side. To make sure it's facing outwards, slide it over, mandrel. So you know that's pretty much in the middle. Get friction plate. Obviously the dowels need to line up the dowel holes. And go up, line them up with the dowel holes. You can see now in the middle, you're lined up bang in the middle. Without this tool, you can't see if the clutch friction plate is lined up in the middle, so you'll have problems. So now I want to just put our bolts back in, all the way around, snug them down, finger tight first, and then when they're snug down, we go quarter of a turn at a time, working our way around until they're all tight, and then we take this with a big Allen key, undo it and pull it out. So we'll get the bolts in now. Okay, bolts are snug down, finger tight. Now, just a quarter of a turn at a time on each one. Quarter of a turn, move round, quarter of a turn, Just move your way around, quarter of a turn at a time, until they're all tightened down. If you tighten it down any other way, you'll put it at a funny angle and the springs can move. So quarter of a turn all the way around till it's tight. Okay, so all your bolts now tightened down. You can see the spring stays in the right place. Now you want a 14mm Allen key in the centre, and you're going to undo it and bring these out. Right. So out it comes, and that clutch is now locked in place. So now you need to remove your mandrel. Bolt in the end, come to the kit, give it a shake, and your clutch is perfectly aligned with hopefully your input shaft. Now we're going to look at changing over the arm, thrust release bearing, greasing up the line, and then we'll get the gearbox back on. Okay, so let's change our thrust release bearing. This one's definitely seen better days. Should look nice and smooth like this. So most good clutch kits come with a new arm bearing as well. This needs to pull out the way, like that, and pull the whole unit off. Now this bearing has got a thick lip and a thin lip, as you can see. Smaller one, bigger one. You need to take note which way round it is on here. So on this one we've got the thin shoulder sliding in like this. It clips in this way. If you put it that way around, the thrust release bearing will be too far forwards and they'll be engaging on the clutch all the time. So take note of which way around you take your old one off. This, you just push out like that. If you're using the old arm, clip the new one in the right way. Obviously a good clutch kit comes with a new arm anyway. So just make sure you clip the thrust release bearing in the same way. So this one, small, clip it in the same way as the old one come out. Otherwise you'll have problems. So get this clipped in, clean this, brake cleaner, give it a good clean up. A little bit of high temperature grease on here, a little bit of high temperature grease on here and on here, just when it slides back together, it's not binding up. So we'll get this connected and get it back in here. Okay, new bearing clipped in, new arm clipped on, bit of grease behind here, bit of grease here, here and here. So it slides nice and easy. Okay, now need to get the box back up on. So lift her up, obviously 2 people if you're on the floor, locate it, give it a wiggle and it should slide straight back on again. Okay, so all of our balancing bolts are now back in. Gearbox pulled up, nice. We're going to put our slow cylinder in, get our plug back in, or plugs plugged back in on top, and then once you've done that, leave this off until we've done that, because obviously it's easier access to get up there. And then we're going to bolt these back up to the chassis and then get our selectors back on. So we get the plug back in, get this back on, and then get our selectors looked at. Okay, so bolted up the rear gearbox mount, put our pins back in the gear selector, that one now. Starter motor, bolted back up again, 3 bolts for starter. So we can put bracket plate back on here, hold the exhaust, and then we'll drop the exhaust back down again and get these all shield back on. Prop, obviously need to do the prop bar first, so prop bolts back up, get the prop on. So I get this on, come back. Okay, prop shaft bolts back up. Intermediate bearing bolts done back up. Props now, nice and tight. Exhaust bolt done, or exhaust bracket done. Start my back in. I'll drop the exhaust in a minute. Put the shield on. Exhaust back up. And then run through under trays. And then we should be able to put it back on the floor. Okay, so exhaust shield back up. All the under trays are back on now. So the exhaust is all hung back up. Bracing all done. So you do your clutch on your 116D.